What's poppin' T Squad? It's your girl Keisha, aka Color Me Pynk, and I'm here with this week's All Tea, All Shade Run the World Season 2, Episode 1 review. Let's get right into it. So last night, aka today, was the Season 2 premiere of Star's hit drama comedy Run the World. So happy this show has returned. Let's get into the review. So the episode begins with Whitney having a dream that Ola married a white woman. She done sent this man over to the Beckys because she done cheated on him because she was trying to get her last little rolling the hay in with somebody else to see what somebody else Peter we to do. Okay. So she wakes up from the nightmare and she is sitting first class on a flight from Tulum with her girls. So her and Sondi and Renee went to Tulum for her honeymoon since the wedding was off. And Ella went with them, but we all know that the actress that played Ella is no longer on the show because she did not want to get the COVID vaccine. So she is no longer on the show. But I like the way they wrote her all out of the show. And it also gives her the opportunity to return maybe sometime in the future. So I like that. So we learned that Ella stayed back in Tulum for a week or two longer to work on her book. Because remember, last season, she decided to write a novel. So Whitney is going through it, child. You know, Ola ain't talking to her. He ain't messing with her as he should. She cheated on him right before their wedding. So, you know, that's a huge thing. So they returned home to the States and Sondi comes home to Matthew's house that she shares with him as well. And she's so giddy and happy because a guy by the name of Baptiste has agreed to be her thesis advisor. And if Baptiste is fine, I'm pretty much figuring this might be a new love interest for her since she and Matthew this season will be going through some things. I think that this will bode as a distraction for her and somebody coming for her and making her feel wanted and all of those things. So I think Baptiste might be a new love interest for Sondi. So she's so excited about this, ready to tell him the news. And he was like, I got something to tell you. And he was like, I got something to tell you. And then you hear Amari, his daughter, say, Mommy's home. And she was like, oh my gosh, she's never called me mom, because she takes care of Amari. Like she's literally her second mother figure, because her mom is not around. So she going into the house like, oh my God, my baby didn't call me mama. Oh Lord, come here. And she walks in to find Tika Sumter, AKA Naomi, sitting on the couch with her daughter, Amari. She is back into town. She has left the military and she has gotten her a home in New Jersey. She will be around. They will be co-parenting. And this is a huge adjustment for Sondi because it's just been the three of them. And she's been raising this woman's child for I don't know how long. Naomi was like, hey, Sondi, good to see you. Everything was cordial. But Sondi just looking like, it's almost like Naomi's character is intruding in on her life that she's built with Amari and Matthew, and now the dynamics and everything will shift and change. And I can understand how her character will feel about that. Like she has been playing mama to this little girl. Like she looks at Amari like that's her daughter. That's why she was so excited when she called her mom. But she's not voicing any of this to Matthew. And mind you, Matthew still does not know that she still has her apartment. She is not giving it up. So it's almost like when he finds out, it's like she had one foot in, one foot out, just in case things didn't work out between the two of them. So Whitney is staying with Renee because she's too afraid to go back home to face Ola and everything that happened with, him calling off the wedding and everything. Ola texted saying that he's staying with a friend and to text him though when she gets back into town. So she thinking like, okay, well maybe this is a good sign. Maybe we'll be able to talk things out and everything. So she also says that she's afraid to go back to work because she left an engaged woman about to get married and about to return, and she's not married, not engaged. Her wedding was called off. And, people going to be asking questions, want to know what happened. It is embarrassing. It really honestly is. But, girl, you should have thought about that before you decide to ride some other man's Peter Weeder. So, even though she loves her girl, Renee texts her soon-to-be ex-husband, or are they divorced? I think they might be divorced. I don't know if her and Jason are divorced or not, but she texts Jason because she was like, we got to talk about Whitney and Ola. So, because she getting on her nerves and she need her space back, okay? So, Amari ends up leaving with her mom to go spend the week or whatever. And once again, this is making Sondi feel some type of way because she's not used to this new normal for them. So Renee meets Jason at the studio. Mind you, he took her pension money or 401k money to fund his career as a record producer that she did not really believe in. And she thought like he was going through a midlife crisis. He had a great job. Like, what are you doing? And then he took her money, half of her money that they had saved into like, it was either their joint checking account or savings account or something, but it was messed up and foul, honey, because I still be fighting him to this day about it because he did it behind her back. So she was like, oh, I finally get to see where my money went. Okay. So Jason was like, you kicked me out via a text and then come to my job to talk to me about another couple, and you drop me from your health plan. You know I can't get the good inhaler without your insurance. And I don't like Jason's character because to me it's always about him. You done took this lady money. Now you feeling some type of way because she don't have you on her health insurance plan. Girl, that ain't her responsibility. If you wouldn't have quit your job, maybe you would have had some health insurance. How about that? So Renee gonna tell me some that damn asthma. I'll see what I can do. And I'm like, see, Renee, that's your problem. You keep on coddling this grown tail man. Absolutely not. So he says that he and Anderson, which is Ella's boo thing, will go and talk to Ola, because he was the groomsman or best man in the wedding. Like they've all known each other for quite some time. So Renee tries the next Monday morning to get her some self-loving, if you know what I mean, some 2-finger fang bang before she gets her date started, but she can't because Whitney and her loud yelling at the TV and stuff. So she get up and tell her that, girl, you got to go home. you got to get up out here. I'm getting the hiccups. She's like, you got to get up out here. You got to go home, reclaim your space, reclaim your time, honey, because I need to finger bang myself. Okay. How about that? So Whitney was like, oh, okay. All right. But somebody was getting their cootie cat pleasure because Sondi was over there at Matthew's crib getting her cootie cat ate out by him early in the morning up against the window, and anybody could have walked past the scene. And I was like, that's the life that I need to be living. Okay, I got a window just like that right here, and I need to be pressed up against it in the morning with some man eating my cootie cat. Okay, so Lord, make it happen. So after they get done making morning love, they go outside and they're having breakfast and they're in their pajamas and, they just having a good time and kissing each other. And in walks Naomi. And Sondi looking like, did this bitch just walk up in my house? Did she just walk up in my house? So Sondi was like, how did you get in? And she was like, oh, I used Amari's key. And she looking like, okay, boundary cross. Like, you shouldn't just be walking up in our house, love. This ain't your house. This is not your family. Respect boundaries and let people know that you popping up. So it's already starting to be an issue. But once again, she's not voicing any of this to Matthew, which is the problem. And he didn't say nothing either, which got me looking at him like, so you got to be one of them that don't want to say nothing to your baby mama because do you still have feelings for her? Or are you still in love with her? So that's what that's giving. So Whitney returns home to a house full of wedding gifts that have not been opened. And she goes into their bedroom and she sits on the edge of the bed and she flashes back to 3 years before when they first moved into their house together and how happy they were. And she then comes back to reality and texts him and asks, is he coming home? So we see Ola, Jason, and Anderson at a cigar bar. And he up here talking about somehow fine he is, like he cool, this, that, and the third. He happy that she stopped finally texting him over and over again because what do she want me to say? And in the same breath, he talking about somehow much he hate being mad at her, like he wish he didn't care, but he does, and he's so angry. But I was like, I thought you was good, Ola, okay? I thought you was good. Like, sit in your feelings. It's okay to be hurt and mad, okay? So I think it was Jason that said, you probably still are in love with her. And he just looked because he didn't really want to answer that. So Renee meets with Jason at Sondi's apartment. And that's when he finds out that Sondi still got her place and that Matthew does not know. And she was like, first of all, mind your business because that ain't got nothing to do with us. So he tells her that he thinks Ola is still in love with Whitney. And so she was like, okay, so that gives, my girl some hope. This Negro started coughing and she was like, you okay? And he was like, yeah, have you heard anything about the health insurance? And that's when she finally reveals to him that she left her job. And so he was like, oh, really? Okay, well, congratulations. I want you to have the best. He was like, I'm not going to do you like you did me. Hopefully you find somebody who supports you because it's really lonely having to do this on your own. Well, first of all, sir, when she quit her job, she didn't then take y'all savings to fund her career, her new career, without telling you. Like, I still don't get how this man playing victim. Yeah, he didn't have the right to feel some type of way because she didn't fully support where this music career was going, but you still took this lady's nest egg to fund your career behind her back, love. Like, that's not cool. And she does not have to have you on her health insurance. I don't like him. So now she feeling guilty and stuff. And I'm like, Renee, girl, bye. So the girls then meet up at the bar and Sondi tells them that Naomi is back. And they all looking like, oh, Lord, here we go. So Ola texts Whitney to come talk. So she immediately makes a mad dash, honey, like she's Sonya Richards Ross to get home to go talk to Ola. So she gets there and Ola is at the crib and she was like, I missed you or whatever. And he just looking at her like, girl. So he was like, I want to know why. And she was like, I don't know. I know it won't happen again. And he was like, how when you don't know why you did it? Like, you're going to have to do better than that, Whitney. Like, come on. And the reason that she did it is because he was the only person that she's ever been with. Her first love, her first everything, first sexual encounter, only sexual encounter. She felt like she was missing out on something. She wanted to see if the grass was green on the other side. She wanted to see if, experience another man, sexually and all of those things because she's only been with him. I get it, but she went about it the wrong way. Like, you should have just been honest with him and, said you needed a time, y'all need to separate or something. You shouldn't have been cheating on that man behind his back. So Whitney was like, I gave you time and distance and you canceled the wedding. Wasn't that enough? And it's like, oh, girl, you're delusional. Like, you don't understand. You cheated on this man. And we all know how men are. When you cheat on them, it is the end of the world. They cannot handle it. So Ola was like, you think that makes us even? And she was like, I'm not going to beg again. And it's like, Whitney, girl, you are going the wrong way with this. Like, you can't be acting like you are entitled to your feelings and like he shouldn't be upset with you still. Like, you don't get a time limit on hurt in a situation like this, especially when it's fresh and new. So Ola was like, I'm not going to speed past you not knowing why you effed another dude. So Whitney was like, I apologize and I meant it with everything in me. After 10 years, shouldn't that be enough? Now, I get it. They haven't went through anything for real of this magnitude. And, we as women be feeling like, I've been with you for 10 years. You can't forgive me after everything I forgave you for. And it is just a totally different dynamic when it comes to men because they're stronger in a sense when it comes to compartmentalizing their feelings. And they have no issues and qualms being steadfast and firm with this hurt me, you effed up, and I need space from you. Where we as women would be like, you hurt me, I'm mad and I'm crying, And I'm gonna give you another chance though, because I love you. So Ola was like, well, it's not enough. And he leaves his key and he leaves, and she's sitting there looking like, oh my God, like it's over, like it's real, like we're not together anymore. And I was like, girl. And then that's when she gets the text message from Ella. And we then go to the magazine where Erica Alexander's character Barb owns. And she gets the email from Ella saying that she quit the magazine. She's working on her book. She's staying in Tulum. And Barb was like, I knew that B was going to quit on me as soon as that Caramel Casanova came back. It was just a matter of time. Y'all, I died laughing because I am obsessed with Erica Alexander. I love her being on this show. I hope we get to see even more of her this season. She is phenomenal. So the girls then are at Ella's apartment packing up all of her stuff to ship it to Tulum. You know, they feel like she's being selfish. She just up and then leaving, but they love her and they're happy for her. And the storyline is that she'll be in Tulum for the next 6 months working on her book. That's why I was like, it's giving her character the opportunity to come back at some point. We then learn that Anderson is going with her. I wanted Anderson to stay, because Anderson was sexy, honey, that first season. And I don't know why, but I wanted Anderson and Renee to get together because she couldn't stand him so much. I feel like they probably could have been the perfect match. So I don't know if he just going to be gone for maybe an episode or two and then things don't work out between them and he comes back. I don't know, but I loved him because he was fine. So Anderson hugs the girls goodbye. And the girls then console Whitney when she tells them that Ola has moved out. And they all end up drinking and doing a cheers to Ella and a cheers to them and how they gonna get their stuff together. And that was the end of the season premiere episode. I really enjoyed it. I'm gonna watch it again. I give it an A. It had just enough drama and comedy. Love this show. I hate that it's only 30 minutes. I wish it was longer, but it is what it is. Hopefully this season we'll be getting 10 episodes. So I'm super excited about season 2 of Run the World. If you've never watched it, It's a phenomenal show. Love it so much. Y'all let me know what y'all thought of the episode down below in the comment section, you guys. Let's talk about it. Make sure to thumbs up this video, like and subscribe, and hit that notification bell button. I love you guys, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.